Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, Boris Karloff, Jimmy Stewart, W.C. Fields. Those are just a few of the movie stars that my college buddies and I imitated. It was natural that we imitate movie stars. After all, we were film students at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. We were very fortunate in that 7 of us found a whole house to rent. The rent was dirt cheap, but best of all, the landlord allowed us to make revisions. So we built a bar. We put it in the dining room, and that became the party room. Another room held our record collection and sound equipment. There was an eat-in kitchen, a barbecue in the backyard, and best of all, we built a projection booth. One of the fellows had a 16mm movie projector, so we put that in the booth and projected movies into the living room, which became our screening room. It was truly a cinema student's paradise. In fact, one of the guys made up a big sign, put it on the front lawn, Cinemanor, the cinema student's utopia. Now, if you were walking down the street by Cinemanor in those days, you likely would hear all kinds of strange voices emanating from the house. We were constantly imitating movie stars, radio personalities, even a few professors. All total, there must have been about 25, 30 people that we imitated, and we referred to the whole group as the characters. One character was Walter Brennan, an actor who had kind of a raspy voice. Hey, young fella, go to the hen house and fetch some eggs, will you? Or another character would have been W.C. Fields, who had a more nasal sound. Hello there, Sonny Bill. Let's go to Philadelphia. But by far, our favorite character was a cowboy star, George Gabby Hayes. Now, I show you his picture because some of you younger folks might not realize who Gabby was. He was a star in Western movies in the 30s and 40s. He was a sidekick to Hopalong Cassidy and Roy Rogers. Later on in the 50s, he had his own TV show for children. He told stories of the West. His show would open up with clippity-clop cowboy music, and he would say, why howdy there, buckaroos. This is your old pal, George Gabby Hayes, yes sir, and I'm raring to tell you a story of the old wild Willie West, yes sir. Gabby had about 700 tall tales that he told on his TV show and personal appearances through the country. Why, one time Grandpappy Hayes had a birthday party. Folks come from all over the United States and Texas too. Why, some folks even come from Africa and China. That was some party he had. Well, we had parties at Cinemanor too. And one of them, I had to go up to North Hollywood to pick up my date. It was about 20 minutes away. Anyhow, on the way back to Cinemanor, I thought I'd better clue her into all the strange voices she would hear imitated by my buddies. Who do they imitate? She asks. Well, I was going to go through the list, but I started with Gabby Hayes. She says, oh, he lives right next door to me. Wow, I think, maybe, could it be that she could arrange an in-person meeting with Gabby Hayes? Well, it turned out she could, and she did. So one fine day, a brand new shiny Cadillac pulls into the Cinemanor driveway. Out steps Gabby Hayes. He was dressed in a really spiffy conservative suit. And we found out later that in Hollywood, he was known for sartorial excellence. He was also a wine connoisseur. But the thing that really impressed me about Gabby that day was his beard. It was bright snow white, trimmed to perfection. Not a whisker out of place, Sonny Bill. Well, we invited Gabby into the house, gave him a tour of Cinemanor, And we did a few Gabby Hayes imitations for him. And he said, "Yeah, you guys do it better than I do." So then we took a ride over to the cinema department where we had prearranged for him to give a little talk to the cinema students. He told about how he got into the film business, how he got into westerns, and he told us his views on various celebrities of the day. At the very end of his talk, he regaled us with one of his tall tales with his Gabby character voice. The joys of imitation, to actually meet a celebrity that you've impersonated many times, is just a wonderful experience. It was just a great day for us. But imitations had other joys for us. Now maybe this gets into a little bit of a Twilight Zone kind of thing, but it's almost like these characters were with us. In a sense they were, because all the characters had catchphrases, and we would repeat these catchphrases all through the day. In-house humor, but it was a lot of fun. I think one of the main joys of these imitations was that they united us. Despite our different viewpoints and ideas and so forth, the characters were a bond. And that bond still exists today. If the telephone rings, I'll check my caller ID, and if it's an old buddy from Cinna Manor, I'll pick up the phone and I'll say, "Howdy there, buckaroos." The joys of imitation.